next week, obviously, state wrestling as well. All right, we're going to take a break, about a 5-minute break. And when we come back, we got Adrian Martinez, the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, coming on the show, Clovis West alum. So excited for you guys to hear his story. I'm excited to talk with him, catch up with Adrian. He's had an incredible year. The future still looks bright for Adrian. What a great journey he's had. Excited for you guys to listen to it. And you're listening to it all on the Central Valley Sports Report on 1430 ESPN.
Still thinking of chain link or wrought iron for your fence? There's a smarter option. Steel panels from Pacific Steel Supply right here in Fresno. Get a clean, modern look with more privacy, long-lasting durability, and customization options like color and finish, all at a cost-effective price. And Pacific Steel Supply will match or beat any company's pricing. Need it to be fast? They offer around-the-clock service. Get your free quote online at PacificSteelSupplyInc.com. Pacific Steel Supply, built strong, priced right.
So intense, so quick, so unmerciful. Those are just a few of the comments from farmers describing the devastating effects of their crop damage due to hail. If you're a farmer, you probably already know what it's like to watch helplessly as your cash crop is pummeled by hail. It's one of nature's most damaging weather conditions. What can you do about it? You can call Bowman & Associates, your local crop insurance specialist. They've been writing crop insurance for almost 40 years. Call Roger Kent or Quinn Bowman today and ask about crop hail insurance for stone fruit and grapes. They can design a private hail coverage that is specifically designed to meet your financial needs. Coverage can be purchased anytime and will go into effect within 72 hours. Easy to buy with no hassles. Don't gamble on your financial investment. Call the ag experts today. Bowman & Associates. Remember, for a green thumb investment that equalizes Mother Nature, call Bowman & Associates. 499-2020. That's 499-2020.
Bowman & Associates, the crop insurance specialist.
License number OF64178.
Hello, can you hear me?
Thanks for having me on, Paul.
Absolutely. All right. So, are you in Arizona right now? You're training. What's going on in your life today?
I am in Arizona, but not to train. So my best buddy, you might remember, him, DJ Schramm. He played linebacker at Boise State. I was a linebacker at Clovis West while I was there. It's his bachelor party. So that's why I'm in Arizona. I live in Omaha. So in Arizona only for a few days.
Okay, so I wish I would have known this because we could have got DJ on the line really quick. Are you like outside doing outside stuff already, or on the golf course? I hear a little wind in the background.
Yeah, I'm not on the golf course. We were on the golf course yesterday. We are just recovering this morning. If I'm going to be frank, we're not doing too much of anything.
All right, so who golfs better, you or DJ? Who's a better golfer?
DJ, yeah. But we were a team. We were a team yesterday.
Okay.
DJ kind of carried me a little bit, and his twin Dusty, who pitched at Utah, he won the day. They shot a 73, we shot a 74, and hey, we did our best.
Well, that's awesome, man. Make sure you tell the Twins hi. I haven't heard from them in a long time. So you had not only had a great year in football. We're going to obviously talk about that in just a second. But you're still a newlywed, are you? And you mentioned that you're living in Omaha right now, correct?
Yes, yeah, newlywed. We got married in the summer, June 28th, and yeah, just living life. It's been awesome. I feel super thankful and. My wife, Marissa, she moved out with me to San Francisco, and first time really spending extended time in California again. It was awesome, being close to my family, and it's been great. It's been great so far.
All right, so we're going to get into some specific stuff with your football journey, but can you just give a snapshot of the year that it's been for you, the amazing ride? When you reflect on this year specifically, what pops into your mind?
Yeah, well, it's part of the journey. You know, I couldn't have planned it. That's for sure. I was in New York last season, through OTAs, through training camp, and obviously the preseason. And I got released after the preseason with kind of the assumption I was going to go back to the Jets practice squad. But after talking with my agent, it looked like there were other possibilities. From there, it was kind of a whirlwind where I flew all the way across the country to go sign with the Niners, and I just couldn't have predicted it. And I'm very thankful that it ended up the way it did, and I got to be with a great organization and learn a lot of football. So it's been hectic, but everything I've asked for.
So August 24th is when the Jets released you. Just kind of walk us through that moment. You mentioned you talked with your agent, like, hey, we could have a good opportunity on the West Coast. And when the Niners called you guys up and you're like, all right, let's do it. Just kind of take us upon that moment when you got onto the plane, because from what I can gather, all of that just happened really, really quick. And was it like the next day you're already on the practice field throwing the football around?
Yes. That's how it works. Yeah, it's kind of nutty, and it's kind of the unseen side of the NFL. You know, when you're a practice squad guy or a guy who gets claimed to a different roster, you're not maybe one of the household names, if you will. But yeah, I had my car out in New Jersey, and I had to drop it off with my quarterback coach. My private quarterback coach, not my New York Jets quarterback coach. I left it at his house. I had to get a car shipping service to figure that out for my car. I had to get a rental car to drive to the Philadelphia airport. And then the Niners were able to orchestrate my flight from Philly directly to San Francisco, touchdown, sleep in the team hotel, and that next morning is practice, and I'm out there doing drills with Brock and Mac and handing the ball off to Christian McCaffrey, and I'm like, okay, I guess this is just the life I'm living now, you know? So it's all part of it.
Oh, my gosh. So when you do arrive to the Niners camp, what is that like? You're walking into a new environment. Did you know anybody there, and how were you greeted?
Sorry, you cut out there a little
All right.
bit.
Yeah, so I was just curious, like when you arrived at Niners camp, like did you know anybody there? How were you greeted, and what was it like walking onto the field?
Yeah, it's a bit of a different experience because you're walking into a building where you don't really know anybody. You just know of people, and then you find out that football is a really small world. And Luke Gifford, who played at Nebraska with me, is also on the team. I played 1 year with him at Nebraska. And then just the crossover you have with guys, like, oh, you know this guy, you played with this guy here. And it's pretty easy and a quick friend-making process, you know. And then you get on the field and show that you can play, and I think you gain respect that way. And little by little, you get tighter. But it is a little bit more challenging when you don't have that springtime to get really close with the guys, you know, OTAs and training camp. I think it's a little bit of an uphill battle, but just because of my role this past year, I think it helped just kind of thrust me into that spotlight to where people soon enough got to know me, and it was cool. I mean, the 49ers have it's a great organization, a lot of really friendly people who do really good jobs at just doing their job, you know, from the chef to player engagement, and then the leadership there, you know, like I was mentioning earlier, Brock does a great job. Christian, Trent Williams, Kyle Juszczyk, a lot of guys on the offensive side of the ball who just get it, you know, and whether it's a guy who just flew across the country or you know, the starting center, Jake Brendel, you know, he's my locker mate, just good guys, you know, and that's all it comes down to. It's just people, you know.
And knowing you, Adrian, for all these years, I know how friendly you are and how, you know, what a great person you are. So I'm sure it didn't take you very long to become acclimated to not only the football system, but the players as well, and make yourself known in the locker room. I think a lot of people, Adrian, are just curious about what the quarterback room is like with Brock and Mac, and you know, you see those guys on the field and you hear them being interviewed and just how personable they seem. And, you know, we got that great moment that we're going to talk about in just a second with Mac and your game against the New York Giants. But just talk about the quarterback room and getting to know those guys and what that is like.
Yeah, I think it starts with our quarterback coach, Nick Lombardi. He worked his way up with the New England Patriots, and he was there at the end of Tom Brady's stint. And I think just the respect he was able to gain in the room and just his knowledge about football, it really commanded the room. It was cool. And then from there, like, we all just have our own personalities, and it's fun. Like, Mac is a really goofy guy who just loves to have fun and is really, really smart. And then Brock, he's a little more buttoned up and very professional, and I really admire the way he goes about being the franchise guy. You know, he takes his job very seriously and can still have fun and really lead. So I just respect that about him. And really from the jump, we kind of just hit the ground running. I mean, I think our goals for the season were really clear. We wanted to reach the Super Bowl, and we have a really good team. And so I was able to see that right away. I mean, it took me days to see why, you know, the Niners win. It's no secret. You know, they just do things the right way. And the room really was kind of the catalyst of that. And Kyle Shanahan, I can't speak highly enough of him and his offense and how involved he was in the quarterback room, and just how we were able to kind of BS and have fun in there. And then when it was time to lock in and understand the game plan, understand the plays, why we're putting stuff in, what the other side of the ball is doing to try and stop us, it was just good stuff, you know, good football and good people to be around.
All right, so let's get a little more of a sneak peek into exactly what does a quarterback room look like. So you mentioned a little bit your game planning. You guys each have an iPad. Is there, you know, the guy on the practice squad as well? Is there four of you in there with the quarterback's coach? Is Shanahan peek in every once in a while? Is there a big screen? Just kind of take us more exactly what that looks like inside the room.
Yeah, well, if you can imagine like a dungeon, that's what I would think of, a cave. A dark cave is the quarterback room, and we go in there every day after practice, and Kyle comes in with us every day, and we'll go through every play and explain why it's in, basically. Why the play's in, what we're trying to accomplish on that play, And if the defense kind of counters and does something that we're not expecting, what's our answer? That's probably the simplest way I can explain it. Usually we're there, from 7 to 7, and the first half of the day is really understanding what the defense is doing. Then we'll practice and then kind of understand what we're doing and what we're trying to impose on the defense. So it could definitely be a long process, and you do that over the course of a whole season. It's 4 or 5 months. It can definitely be a lot, and that's why I just speak so highly of the people, because they make it enjoyable. It can be monotonous. It can get old in the wrong environment. And so, yeah, you spend a lot of time with each other, and I think that's how we get so close and why we have a good time. We like decorate the room during the seasons. Dave that I'm talking about, yeah. So like Halloween, there's spider webs up in there. Like imagine your typical 4th grade elementary school classroom. That's what our cave would look like during Halloween, or during Christmas or Thanksgiving. Like we tried to have fun with it, and I think we definitely did.
Well, I can relate, right? I'm a 5th grade teacher, so yeah, I can picture the room. You gave us a good snapshot of that. Hey, okay, yeah. Let's go schematically. So you mentioned how highly you regard Coach Shanahan. Obviously, he is a genius. Just kind of the game plan, the schematics that you see for the San Francisco 49ers, just how is it different? I know you're with the Jets and their schemes, but like what separates the Niners offense from other franchises?
Yeah. Well, to speak on that scheme, I think Kyle just does a great job. He basically runs the West Coast offense, which I'm sure is a big buzzword right now. Just listening to ESPN or any of the other analysts who do work on the NFL. And so it's really predicated on footwork and timing. And that's a massive element to the offense. And when you have dynamic weapons like Christian McCaffrey, you find different ways to integrate that as well. And so I think that's where a lot of the creativity comes from. And he's just very experienced in it. I know, obviously, his dad, a Super Bowl winning coach with the Broncos, he comes from a long lineage of the West Coast offense. So he has a lot of knowledge on it and what it looks like and what it takes to be successful. So we really just tried to put that image to work on the field, that vision. And, you see the Seahawks obviously had success with that, with Clint Kubiak. He's a West Coast guy. Comparing that to the Jets, the system over there was more from Ben Johnson, which is not a West Coast system, so the verbiage is completely different. To give you kind of an example, like the Lions offense, which now is in Chicago, it's also in New York. Essentially, it's in terms of the verbiage and how it's structured, is a little bit closer to college, where they'll basically label concepts. So say if you have 2 streaks, you'd call that hail or something. You call it, you give it a name. Maybe it's truck. In the West Coast offense, we're going to tag those 2 receivers, and we're going to tell them that they're running streaks. So it can get wordier, and that's kind of one of the things the West Coast offense is known for, is how wordy it is. But it can make it a little bit easier for the skill players and maybe a little harder for the quarterback.
About what week did you really feel like comfortable? Like, man, I can roll this off of my tongue in the huddle. I could break it. I could survey the defense, and then I could run the play. How long did it take you to figure all that out?
I think it's a constant process of, every day you have to make yourself get to that level. You have to study to the point to where there's no doubt that that'll be the outcome. So for me, I got there, like you said, August 25th maybe, and I can't remember when our first game was exactly, but Brock ended up getting hurt the first game. He ended up getting the turf toe injury. And week 2, I was the backup. Mac was starting, and as a backup, you're supposed to know the offense as well as the starter. And so my hours looked a little different than 7 to 7. They were a little longer, and I was doing everything I could to find that comfort, because if my name was called, I'm going out there against, Cam Jordan, and we're playing in the Caesar Palace in New Orleans, and I got to be able to operate. I got to know what's going on, and beyond just knowing what's going on our side, I have to be able to know what the defense is doing. So comfort, I guess I don't really seek that. It's just more of like I'm seeking competency. I'm seeking the ability to operate and be able to play confident. I don't want to. It's not really a comfortable process.
Yeah.
None of it is.
Yeah.
You know, and so I don't know if I ever really felt that way, and that's just part of it.
And it's certainly always evolving, right? Like you got to be able to react and read and all those things. Was there ever a throw in practice or a throw that you were doing during warm-ups? It was like, man, I got this. I could do this with my eyes closed, or is it like you said, hey, man, I just got to be ready for different types of throws? I'm just thinking of a specific moment. You're like, man, I am locked in, and if my name is called and I got to run out there and run a play, I'm ready to do it.
Yeah, I mean, football is very repetitive. You know, like you throw a lot of the same concepts, a lot of the same routes. And I think just being able to prove myself and getting acknowledged in practice, you know, when I was running the scout team, probably that second week was when I was like, okay, I know for sure I can operate this offense, and I'll be good, you know. And that's going against Fred Warner and, you know, some of the studs they have on that side of the ball. That gave me confidence, you know, like I can complete a pass past this guy. I can do it in the game.
All right, Adrian. So let's fast forward a little bit to week 9 against the Giants. Guys won 34-24. That moment that I'm sure your phone blew up and got just a lot of just press and you know, just a memorable moment for you when Mac waved you in to take that final snap in victory formation. Just kind of walk us through. I know Mac did, you know, answered the question in his press conference, and he wanted you to get into the game. But just walk us through that moment when you saw Mac, and maybe you took a peek to Kyle to see if he saw what was going on, and then when you ran on the field and kneeled it down for that win.
Yeah, a special moment. Special moment for me, going back to MetLife, where obviously the Jets play as well, and getting my first NFL snap is really cool. Leading up to that, they said I was going to go in. It was 34-17, and as long as it remained a 3-possession game, I was going in. And, well, of course, the Giants go down there and they score. We get the ball back, and now we need a couple first downs to truly seal out the game, and we get those. And at this point, I'm like, okay, like I'm probably not going in. Like, it's the end of the game. It is what it is. We're just going to kneel it out now. And Mac just comes running to the sideline, eyes me. He's like, get it. And without really thinking, I didn't look to Kyle for confirmation, which maybe I should have. I was just like, all right, screw it, let's go. I ran out there, and a couple of the guys, like, I wouldn't even say I got any second glances. They were just like, okay, like victory formation on 1. Here we go. I did it. The ball, people thought I kept the ball, and I didn't keep the ball. Like, I was just giving it to the ref. I was holding on to give it to the ref. The first guy I was able to see right after was Mac, and I was like, I love you, dude. Thank you. It was just a cool moment for us because we had been through a lot in that, you know, from week 2 to week 9 there, with Mac battling some different injuries, staying in the game, playing really well. And like I said, the quarterback room gets really close because you prepare together, you bounce ideas off each other, and just knowing how hard we work to get those victories. And he knew that moment meant a lot to me, and he didn't have to do it. He didn't get confirmation. He wasn't told to do it. He just did it and allowed me to have that moment. So it was very cool and something that will definitely mean a lot to me forever.
Well, like I said, Mac talked about that moment in the press conference. When you guys had a moment together, I mean, did you give him another hug and say, dude, I love you, man? You didn't have to do that.
Of course, yes. And he, you know, of course, just like water off the duck's back. It was just like another thing, you know. So for me, it was really, really cool. And like I said, something I'll always remember. I know my family will, and I'm hoping that's not my last snap in a real NFL game. Like, again.
Yeah. And Adrian, it was a wonderful moment for people here in the Central Valley, people that love you and follow you to see that. And yeah, I do. Yeah, I want that more. I want more from you too. I think that's going to happen, man. I just we're all hoping for the best and want you to succeed in this game. Yeah, some of the reactions though from friends and family, like you probably came back. You know, probably your phone was already blowing up a little bit. You know, it got popular on Instagram as well. What were some of the cool things that people told you after that?
Just a lot of people being proud and happy for me. Just knowing my journey and how many ups and downs there have been. To get that moment was really cool. You know, and none of it obviously was guaranteed. After I was obviously undrafted, going to Detroit, not making the team over there, and really being on the couch, for lack of a better term. You know, I didn't have a job in the NFL. I didn't have a job playing football, and I had a couple of opportunities to try out for teams, and you know, maybe get signed in the middle of that season, and it never really came through. I went to the UFL. I was able to play well there, and win a championship with the Birmingham Stallions and get an opportunity with the Jets and go make the team there. And I did. And then just that season, how crazy all that was with Aaron and our coach getting fired and all the just crazy stuff that happened. And then having some of those same coaches in Detroit that let me go come and get the job with the Jets. And able just that opportunity to prove myself and, like, look how much better I've gotten and how hard I've worked to get to this spot. And to feel validated in that, but still fall short, you know, to still not make that team. And then get the opportunity with the Niners. An amazing organization and a place that wanted me, valued me. All that to lead to another opportunity to be the backup for a long stretch in that season, to grow and become a better player and then get my first NFL snap. It just felt like a culmination of all of that. And it's cool because you have these small victories along the journey. And I feel like I really enjoyed that small victory. I haven't always done that, but that one I appreciated and enjoyed. And, like, I feel like I can see it for what it was. And I've been able to move past it and see that I want more and I want to keep going down this road. But to have it was special for me, you know, and I can truly appreciate those things because I know they're not guaranteed. You know, you can work really, really hard and not have that result. That's part of life.
Well, blessings upon blessings to you, Adrian. We got about another 5 more minutes. I got a bunch more stuff to cover, but incredible perspective that you have, and your journey has been a wonderful one. But you did sign, right, a 1-year deal with the Niners on January 20th. I believe that was signed, right? So what does that entail? What does that mean?
Well, it just gives me another chance. You know, it's funny. Like, most guys in the NFL, their spot isn't guaranteed, and I'm thankful. And San Francisco is exactly where I want to be. And it gives me an opportunity to make the team. Gives me an opportunity to be there during OTAs and practice and prove myself and go into the preseason and go show why I deserve to be on the team again. And that's pretty much it. And it's right where I want to be. You know what I mean? I like being able to prove myself and fight for it. So that's what it is, and I'm thankful for it. You know, they like me there, and you know, that's part one.
So moving forward, so what are we at? February 2nd. What's your timeline until OTAs? What does that even look like? Where are you going to work out?
Yeah, OTAs, it starts usually around the draft. So there's phases, like phase 1, phase 2, and then phase 3 is when you're actually practicing. So phase 1 will start towards the end of April, where you're working out with the team and just kind of teams basically checking in with everybody, seeing where everyone's at, seeing that they did their work in the off season and didn't show up out of shape. So I'm making sure I'm doing my part. I train in Omaha, Nebraska. That's where my wife's from there, and we actually just bought a house maybe a month or so ago. So that's been awesome. Doing that a week and working out 4 times a week to get specific. That's really my schedule, and doing everything I can to make sure I hit the ground running.
All right, so you bought a house. What are some cool pieces of memorabilia that you have up in your house, or have you not even got there yet? Are you going to have a separate room for that stuff? Walk me through this.
I wish I could tell you the place was full and was fully decorated, and it's not. I think the only thing done is our master bedroom and kind of the living room. And if I'd have known this thing was never ending, I mean, good grief, furnishing a house is not. It's just not my thing. You know,
I mean, you could run a schematic offense by Coach Shanahan, but as far as decorating the house, you're a novice. That's basically what you're saying.
No, not my thing. Not my thing, and I don't think it ever will be. But it's fun to make a house a home, you know, and all that. But in terms of memorabilia, like I really just have jerseys and storage. I have my UFL championship trophy down there. I have, you know, some rings from that and from Kansas State. So got plenty of that. I have no place to put them yet, but we got it.
Okay, well, all right. So, you know, I'm into that stuff. I'm into displaying things and framing things. So if you need any advice, right, pull out those jerseys that you got and those rings, and I'll help you out, man. I say you got to get a display case, put it here, put it there. So I'm your guy for that. Keep me in mind.
Links. Yeah, send me some good links, and then I'll send those to my wife.
All right.
She'll give the stamp of approval, and then we'll go from there.
All right. So what is the best jersey? Have you ever done any jersey swaps with anybody, or are you able to keep your Niners jersey? What does that look like?
Yeah. It depends on the team. It's so weird. So the Niners, I have my jerseys. I have my jerseys from New York as well, and K-State and Nebraska. Some teams make you buy them, some don't. And luckily the Niners this year, for all the games that I was active, I have my jerseys from. So I have some of those cool, like, 90s throwback home jerseys and the away, the white ones, the regular home and away for the Niners as well. I did a jersey exchange with my buddy Cam Jurgens, so I have an Eagles jersey, and then my buddy Travis Vokalek, I have a black Cardinals jersey from him. He's a tight end. So kind of started small, and I'm sure eventually I'll branch out. But it's cool. It's cool to have some of your college teammates, some of their NFL jerseys, and when the time's right, like we're talking about, they'll be framed and hung up.
Okay. All right. You promised, right? You're promising right here on air you're gonna have those bad boys framed.
I'll send a picture. It might be a year from now. I'll send a picture when it's done.
It might be. All right, Adrian, we got a couple more minutes here. All right, let's reflect a little bit of your Clovis West days. Again, that's when I was able to watch you for the first time and get to know you and your family. Just, are we ever going to see you like throwing the football around, maybe on the Kasner football field or right there on the Clovis West practice field anytime soon?
I don't know.
Come on, man.
I am coming to town. I am coming to town for the Bring the Juice event. That's this golf event. I think it's March 6th, maybe. So I'll be in town then. I do need to stop by Clovis West because one of my old coaches, Lucas Gingold, shout out, awesome guy, awesome coach. I'm really fired up that he's going to be the head coach there. I've stopped by and say hi to him. So I am excited for what the Golden Eagles are going to do. I know their quarterback is an absolute stud, and yeah, I think they have what it takes, so it'll be fun to keeping track of them.
No, absolutely, yeah. And you're a Golden Eagle through and through. Well, Adrian, this has been a pleasure as always, man. I'm so thankful for you to agree to come on the show and talk about your journey. And you got a lot of friends and family here that love what you're able to do, and whenever you make it on the highlights, and everyone just is so proud of you. So again, I appreciate you for jumping on, and continue to do good work, my friend, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Yeah, of course, Paul. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Adrian Martinez, quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, hanging out in Arizona with his former teammates and classmates, DJ and Dusty Schramm. Having a good time over there. So always great to catch up with Adrian. Hope you guys enjoyed that interview. All right, we'll take a break right now. We're going to come back, and we're going to talk Selland Arena. We got some championship games next week, and we got some coaches to talk about those games. You're listening to it all in the Central Valley Sports Report on 1430 ESPN.
At Clausen Honda in Fresno, you're not just getting a car, you're stepping into a full service experience. From the latest new Honda models to certified pre-owned vehicles, a cafe to grab your morning coffee, and a team dedicated to making you feel respected and well served. Whether you're trading in, buying, or scheduling service for your ride, Clausen Honda has you covered with transparent financing, a full service center. Drive in today and see how easy getting behind the wheel can be. Clausen Honda at 6346 North Blackstone Avenue in Fresno.
Building a new warehouse? Adding on to your existing warehouse for more space? The boys from Fresno Rack and Shelving can help, because that's what they do. Fresno Rack's design department can help optimize your warehouse storage capabilities and increase your productivity with a large local stock of pallet racking, industrial parts shelving, in-house permitting, and installation departments. Fresno Rack and Shelving is the choice for you. Call or visit FresnoRack.com today.
Great food brings people together, and Lynn's Restaurant Group brings a flavor. From office meetings to family celebrations, Lynn's Restaurant Group makes catering easy with full-service on-site cooking, professional buffet setups, or simple pickup options. Choose from 8 standout restaurants: Spicy J's, J-Pot, Oiza, Hino Oishi, Ramen Hayashi, Lynn's Fusion, Ichi Shabu, and JT, all in one place at lynsrestaurantgroup.com, or place your catering order fast on the Lynn's Restaurant Group app.
Cyber criminals stole $10 trillion from U.S. businesses last year. Did you know that 75% of businesses hit with ransomware do not survive? Is your company protected? Could your company survive a real-time cyber attack? Get a free consultation from N-Cubed Technologies today. Our team of cyber professionals are here to help and protect you from this real threat. Don't fall victim to cybercrime and risk losing your business. Contact N-Cubed Technologies today at ncubedtechnologies.com.
The one thing I love about spring is it's time for the new golf clubs. They're here. Are you ready to upgrade your golf game? The new clubs have arrived at Roger Dunn, and they're game changers. Check out the new Quantum from Callaway, or the QI4D from TaylorMade, plus the latest release from Ping, Titleist, and Cobra Golf. Come in, get professionally fit, and find out which clubs are built for you and your swing. The good weather's coming, and remember, you're always number one at Roger Dunn.
Introducing The Sidebar, a brand new open-air beer garden at Me and Ed's Coney Island Grill in River Park. Experience a new way to catch a game, hang with friends, and enjoy new appetizers, char-grilled burgers, salads, wings with over 10 house-made sauces, and of course, world-famous Me and Ed's pizza. Thirsty? Try our self-poured taps with over a dozen craft beers, wines, ciders, and craft seltzers. Plus a full bar with an impressive selection of tequilas, whiskeys, and craft cocktails. The Sidebar at Me and Ed's Coney Island Grill, now open in River Park.
At Helena Agri-Enterprises, we're committed to helping you make the best agronomic decisions for your farm. That's why we combine cutting-edge technology with superior product. Helena's agri-intelligence solutions use in-depth analysis to identify potential problems in the field before they take root. Combined with a complete line of high-quality crop production and crop protection inputs, Helena has the tools to help you increase productivity, enhance performance, and maximize your return on investment. Contact your local Helena representative or authorized dealer to create the right plan for your farm with Helena products and agri-intelligence solutions.
Your home for high school sports. 1430 ESPN, the Valley's local sports leader. KFIG Fresno.
Is one of the lives that's been saved.
1, 2, 3. Never give up.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Visit v.org/donate.
Your home of the San Francisco 49ers. 1430 ESPN, the Valley's local sports leader. KFIG Fresno.
This is Sports Center. I'm Sean Ryder. The much-anticipated men's ice hockey gold medal game between the U.S. and Canada is tomorrow at the Winter Olympics in Milan. ESPN hockey analyst and longtime NHL defenseman PK Subban on the keys for the United States.
They have to stay out of the box. I know that their penalty kill has been great, but when you're going up against generational talents, and USA's got a few of them, but we know the powerhouse that is of Canada, you do not want to give them extra opportunities. So to me, staying out of the box is going to be key, but it's also key matchups. And we got to talk about it down the middle. Austin Matthews has to put his fingerprints all over this game. And
the U.S. is going for their first gold medal since the 1980 Miracle on Ice team. Today in Milan, top-ranked Canada defeated the U.S. to take the bronze medal in curling. Baseball Hall of Famer Bill Mazeroski has died at the age of 89. Second baseman won 8 Gold Gloves, is best known for his walk-off home run, Game 7 of the 1960 World Series against the Yankees to win the title for the Pirates. College basketball scoreboard on ESPN in the second half. Number 12 Florida drilling Ole Miss 89-67 in Oxford. Alex Condon with 24 points for the Gators. 17th ranked St. John's is blowing out Creighton 71-43 in the second half. Red Storm on their way to the 13th straight win. They're 14-1 in the Big East. At the half in Lawrence, Cincinnati leads number 8 Kansas 36-34. Also at the half, number 16 North Carolina has a 33-28 lead at Syracuse. You can watch it on ABC.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen. Coming up on Monday, we react to the Winter Olympics gold medal hockey game and weigh in on the latest from the NFL offseason as the NFL Scouting Combine gets set to kick off. That's on Monday's Rich Eisen Show on Disney+, the ESPN app, and ESPN Radio.
In 2026, the stakes have never been higher. Get ready, because we're giving away $4 million. From massive cash drawings to luxury prizes, this is your year to win big. $4 million in prizes, dozens of ways to win all year long. Only at Chukchansi Gold Resort and Casino, where every day could be the day.
At Clausen Honda in Fresno, you're not just getting a car, you're stepping into a full service experience. From the latest new Honda models to certified pre-owned vehicles, a cafe to grab your morning coffee, and a team dedicated to making you feel respected and well served. Whether you're trading in, buying, or scheduling service for your ride, Clausen Honda has you covered with transparent financing, a full service center. Drive in today and see how easy getting behind the wheel can be. Clausen Honda at 6346 North Blackstone Avenue in Fresno.
If you're hungry, Toledo's Mexican Restaurant has a deal for you can't ignore. Right now, it's the 10 for $10 deal. 10 menu items for just $10. Use promo code ESPN and get an additional $5 off. That's more food for less money. With 3 convenient locations, Toledo's is always nearby. This deal won't last. Fuel up today. Toledo's Mexican Restaurant, 10 for $10, plus $5 off with promo code ESPN.
We started like you, a small team with a big dream to serve the Valley. 20 years later, FFB Bank is still proudly backing businesses across California and beyond. We've learned a lot about what it takes to grow, and now we're using that experience to make things easier for you. With our Switch and Save offer, we'll cover up to 90 days of payment processing, provide no-cost equipment, and offer competitive rates so your business can keep more of what it earns. And behind it all is a local team that truly understands your goals and is ready to help you reach them. Make the switch, save with FFB. Visit ffb.bank to get started. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Fall is here and it's time to get moving at Valley Athletics. Phil Bonatti from Behind the Bench telling you about new programs coming up. Starting soon, you can sign up for monthly memberships for K through 8th graders working on volleyball, basketball, and strength and agility. It's as little as $15 per class. Speaking of sign-ups, the great facilities there are always available for rentals, including birthday parties. So take advantage of that today, especially as we get to those colder months. You can find all the sign-up information on their website, valleyathletics.co. Valley Athletics, developing the athlete in everyone.
At Donald P. Dick, we aren't just HVAC specialists. We are a certified Lennox dealer. That means we offer the most energy-efficient products on the market, with savings you can see and perfect air you can feel. Your comfort is our passion, and we're with you every breath of the way. Enjoy great comfort and lower energy cost. Call Mr. Cool today and save on Lennox with special incentives and rebates from Donald P. Dick Heating and Air, 255-1644.
Dina's, the dealer in Dinuba that does.
Joe, were you able?
Yes, he does.
Sorry. Were you...
Hassle-free financing. Proud to serve the Valley. Don't wait. Check out the inventory now at eddinasautocenter.com. That's eddinasautocenter.com.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Companies. If you thought you missed your chance to refinance and save, think again. Mortgage rates have recently dropped below 3%, and Rocket Mortgage can help you save big. You could lower your monthly payment and prepare yourself for a better financial future. but you've got to act now. Call us today at 833-8-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Conditions apply. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
So intense, so quick, so unmerciful. Those are just a few of the comments from farmers describing the devastating effects of their crop damage due to hail. If you're a farmer, you probably already know what it's like to watch helplessly as your cash crop is pummeled by hail. It's one of nature's most damaging weather conditions. What can you do about it? You can call Bowman & Associates, your local crop insurance specialist. They've been writing crop insurance for almost 40 years. Call Roger Kent or Quinn Bowman today and ask about crop hail insurance for stone fruit and grapes. They can design a private hail coverage that is specifically designed to meet your financial needs. Coverage can be purchased anytime and will go into effect within 72 hours. Easy to buy with no hassles. Don't gamble on your financial investment. Call the Ag X.
I teach.
All right, I got Coach on.
499-2020. That's 499-2020.
Bowman & Associates, your crop insurance specialist.
License number OF641.
I got Coach on.
Perfect.
Fresno to Bakersfield and everything in between, we've got you covered. This is the Central Valley Sports Report, your #1 source for high school highlights, riveting talk, and hometown heroes. And here is your host, Paul Metters.
Welcome to hour number 2 of the Central Valley Sports Report on 1430 ESPN. Just had a great conversation. My gosh, that was a ton of fun. Hope you guys were able to enjoy that and listen to it with Adrian Martinez, quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, just talking about his journey from Clovis West to Nebraska to Kansas State to the UFL to the Jets, now to the Niners, and all that encompasses, and the snapshot of what the quarterback room looks like, right, with Brock Purdy and Mac Jones, and the cool moment that Mac waved Adrian, come on in, last play of the game, let's go. So great stuff from Adrian. Always enjoy catching up with him as well. All right, so let's turn our attention now to basketball. Pumped up, Selland Arena in my opener, talking about the matchups, giving you a little bit of a snapshot. And right now we got Atascadero head coach Augie Johnston on the line. They're playing in the D2 final on Friday, 8 o'clock at Selland against number 2 Clovis. That's a game that we're going to have on 1430 ESPN. So, Coach, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. I know you're practicing, getting some shots off for your team. So thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. How are you this morning?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
All right, so shoot around, and I know you're a shooter. You're an alum of the school, right? You played college ball, played some professional ball as well. So you still get your shots up on days like this, or what?
Not as much as I'd like to, but yeah, I play pickup here probably 2 or 3 days a week. So yeah, I still love the game.
You still got it? You still got the stroke, right? You never lose it as a shooter.
Not. No, not in any way. Not in any way. Just, out there to get some cardio and not get hurt.
That's right. That's right. That's the main thing, right? When you play some pickup games and do some drills, you definitely don't want to pop an Achilles in front of your team or anything like that, right?
Exactly.
All right, so let's talk about your run to Selland Arena. Let's go to Thursday's game. Playing against a really good Hoover team, athletic. You were able to beat them at home 69-52. Looks like you guys came out pretty hot. What was the game plan against Hoover, and what was working for you guys?
Yeah, kind of the main thing against Hoover was to just not let anybody score 20 points. Because they had like this team where probably 4 or 5 guys on that team could give you 20, 30 points. So really like well-balanced team, balanced scoring. So that was part of our game plan. And, in the first half, number 15 on their team, he started to get hot, and so second half we decided to face guard him to kind of stick to the game plan to make sure that nobody did score 20 on their team, and it worked. I mean, their top 2 guys scored 13 each. It was number 5 and number 15, both very, very good players. That was part of it. No one can score 20. Another thing was just playing some pressure defense to try to get them out of their stuff. When they run their half-court offense, they were really hard to guard because they would, get advantages with back screens and ball screens and dribble handoffs. And with such good athletes on that team, like you give them any half a step and they're going to score on you. So we pressured them, tried to get them out of their stuff. And yeah, I think it was pretty effective. Although there were times in the games where they made really nice comebacks and made some good plays against us as well. But those are kind of the 2 main things, as well as just keeping them off the glass and stuff, which was a struggle. And we actually lost the rebound battle, but it's just basketball. So keep the main things, win the rebound battle, the turnover battle. It's kind of the game plan.
And you have a connection with one of the assistant coaches at Hoover? What was that what we talked about yesterday?
Assistant coach Mike Heron. He went to college with me, lived next door, right next door, and one of my best friends to this day. And we used to play in the Hoover tournament every year as well. So I know the head coach there through that. But yeah, Mike, the assistant coach, is like still one of my best friends, and so it was really special. We got to take a photo and stuff there, and it's kind of one of those games that you won't forget coaching against them, and I'm glad we got the win this time, but I know there'll be a day where they beat us too. So, but yeah, I mean, it's all about the coaching connection is kind of like the best part of this job.
Yeah, and you hear that a lot, right, Augie? Just even talking with Adrian Martinez yesterday or last hour, asking when he went to the Niners, like. I thought I didn't know really anybody, and then they're like, oh yeah, we got a connection here, a connection there. That's kind of that with the basketball world as well. When you're around for a while and you play the game, you go to tournaments and stuff. There's always connections. I'm curious, Coach, about the game before as well. So you guys took on Sanger again. You're the number one team, and then looking at the score, scores are popping up while we're broadcasting. We look at it like, oh my gosh, yes, this Atascadero team really is for real. They really put it on Sanger, 82-41. So. Was that kind of just the culmination of everything come together in that game?
Yeah, it was. I would definitely say that was our best game of the year. So, we're kind of hopefully, knock on wood, peaking at the right time right now. But, we had that extra day. We had a bye the first round, and so extra time to scout, extra time for our guys to get shots up, and we put together a pretty good game plan. We knew that they were like a pressing team. And from what I'd seen, they pressed the whole game all out, trap. So we prepared for that, and we broke it. So, we were able to get the ball out of the traps and get 3-on-2s and 2-on-1s. And, as long as you can do that, then you can win games. And I was proud because they actually pulled the press off at some point, even in, I think, the first half. So that was good for us. I think that, their game plan was to turn us over. They couldn't turn us over. And so, we had a good shooting night and everything kind of worked together, everyone being really unselfish on our team. These big games, it's like our players it's a veteran squad. We have a veteran squad. We have 4 players, or 3 that have been on varsity since sophomore year, 1 that's been on varsity his entire career since freshman, and then a group around them that have all been playing together as well. Like, we're talking about since 4th grade, 5th grade. So 8 seniors, some juniors that have been on varsity multiple years now, so it's just a veteran squad. That's kind of how I look at that game.
And I think a lot of people, Augie, around here, the Fresno, Clovis area, you did play some games here in the central section. Obviously, you're playing in the league against San Luis Obispo, St. Joseph, Templeton, Mission Prep. You're able to play McLean and Selma and Justin Garza, Central East, and Bullard. Where there's Ridgeview from Bakersfield as well. And then you had the Buchanan game in Porterville, too. Just for people that aren't even familiar with your program, and you mentioned this year's team, how they've played together for a long time, just kind of what is the MO when we see you at Selden Arena on Friday night? Are you a shooting team? Are you predicated on defense? Not a lot of height, grittiness? How would you describe the MO of this team?
Yeah, we definitely are gritty. We're scrappy. We're not tall. I think our post player is 6'2". And yeah, Atascadero is just a small town. We're 27,000 people. Our school's 1,200 students. So we get to know the kids at a young age, and they play in different club programs and stuff together, and they stick together. And I mean, this senior group in 8th grade went undefeated in our area, and so yeah, I mean, we're not the tallest team, we're not the most athletic team, but the kids have just been dedicated to the game and have stuck with it long enough now to where it's like we're not young boys anymore. Like they still are 17-year-olds and stuff, but like I always say, this season is boys to men, because some of these guys we've known since they were little boys and have been on varsity since they were little boys, and we're so young, and now we're not young. Now we're veterans. So that's kind of our MO. We get involved with the youth and stuff as much as we can here, and my assistant coach, one of my assistant coaches, his son is a senior, so that always matters a lot when, he's been trying to build culture with that group this entire time. So, yeah, I think that's kind of, years of work that's kind of starting to pay off.
No, absolutely, yeah. And you guys are in the championship game at Selland Arena. I believe you were in there in 2021 and 2022 as well, runners-up. Am I correct on that?
Yeah. We played Roosevelt that first year in the finals, and then we played that was D2 finals, and then the next year we played D3 finals against Golden Valley, a very good Golden Valley team. And we lost both times, but we were proud of getting there.
All right, so you got a shot for redemption on Friday. You guys were able to beat Clovis back on December 1st, 70-50. What have you seen on film going back to that? I mean, have you looked at recent film, or what are some of the matchups against Clovis that you're going to try to exploit?
Yeah, Clovis is tall, right? They have a 6'9" big man. They have a 6'7" freshman that comes off the bench. Their guards, they have a 6'4" guard, a 6'3" guard. So they're tall, and they're skilled, really, really good one-on-one players. You can't let those guys get downhill on you. They'll finish at the basket. They're not going to just throw up garbage. They're really good. I mean, when we beat them the first game, that score doesn't really show how the game went. I think we were tied at halftime or maybe up 1. And then the second half, I think maybe we caught fire. I remember us being able to get stops in the second half. So I remember my halftime speech was kind of like 3 stops in a row. Can we get 3 stops in a row to start the second half? If we can, then we'll just stay in this defense that we're in, and we'll just ride it out. And we did. We got 3 stops in a row. So, but it was a close game. I mean, they've been on a tear since then.
Yeah.
They beat Buchanan. They've had a lot of good games, and they're a really good team from what I've seen on film. So, game plans is same thing as always. How do you win the rebound battle when we're shorter? Can we turn them over? Can we make sure we don't turn the ball over? Can we play good team defense against really good one-on-one players? And just try to build a game plan around that. What can we do to force turnovers? What can we do to eliminate, number one, who's a really good sophomore guard for them? And, they have a lot of guys, actually. I could name a couple more players on that team, but that's kind of how we're building the game plan, yeah.
All right, it's going to be a great game. Can't wait for it. All right, one more question before we let you go, Coach. Get back to your team. Just tell me about your gym. I've seen some pictures. I've never been in that. How are you able to adjust from that? Just looks like what word am I looking for? Like a classic kind of gym, right? A little bit different with a lot of personality. Maybe that is. Then transferring that to Selland Arena. Just kind of describe that.
Yeah, so our gym, a lot of people come in and they have to squint a little bit because there's so much orange everywhere. So that's going to be a little bit of an adjustment. And it's a smaller gym, maybe 800 people can sit in there. It's got one of those kind of curved domes on the top, kind of that curved look, like an airplane hangar. But it's a perfect size gym for our high school. We pack that thing in and have some really great crowds, sell out games and stuff. So it is going to be an adjustment. I mean, this will be the first time for most of our players playing in an arena and stuff. So there's not much you can do to prepare for it other than just tell the guys, like, hey, just play free. Just play free. The last thing you want anybody to do is feel pressure. And like I said, we have that veteran squad. I think that works to our advantage more than it does to theirs, just because, our guys have been put in the pressure moments multiple times before. The same group has gotten to the semifinals and lost to North about 2 years ago. We were all sophomores then, but they were up here on varsity too, the majority of these guys. So hopefully they're hungry to win it this time.
Well, I'm excited to watch your team play. Again, it's going to be on 1430 ESPN. So those fans of yours, the community of Atascadero, if they're not able to make the drive to Fresno, they can tune in and listen to the game. So really excited to watch your guys play. It's going to be a heck of a basketball game. Hey, and thanks, Coach Johnson, for coming on and talking about your game and your game plan as well. Really appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right, we are going to take a break, about a 5-minute break, and we got Clovis West girls basketball coach Craig Campbell. He's going to join us. They're having a little practice too as well. They're going to be taking on Clovis at 6 o'clock on Saturday. Really excited to talk to Coach Campbell and the wonderful matchup against the Cougars. All right, you're listening to it all on the Central Valley Sports Report on 1430 ESPN.
Are you an athlete ready to level up your performance the
Hey,
raw
let's call
way?
Craig about You guys lost the feed.
Hey, Coach, this is Chase.
College athletics, bringing the action all season long.
For over 60 years, we at DeBudo Defendus Insurance, a multi-generational and family-owned company, have proudly provided high-quality risk management and insurance solutions to local businesses. Thanks to the incredible work and personal touch our insurance professionals provide our clients, DeBudo Defendus has been named Central Valley's best property and
At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $700, plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy Posturepedic mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Welcome back to the Central Valley Sports Report. Hour number 2, continuing with our rapid fire, talking to different coaches that are playing at Selland Arena next week. Oh, excited for those games. And we got Coach Craig Campbell on the line right now, head girls coach at Clovis West. Defeated Carruthers last night 70-32 to advance to the D1 title game on Saturday. We're going to have that on 1430 ESPN against Clovis, seeking their 14th straight Central Section title. Coach, thank you for taking the time out on this very busy Saturday. There's no rest for the weary, that's for darn sure. I'm curious, practice, right? Practice-wise, I asked the Atascadero coach, but do you still get shots up every once in a while? Are you showing any drills, or are those days over?
Oh, no, we just finished a 2-hour practice, so we were back in there working on cleaning stuff up this morning, so we just wrapped up.
Okay, what about for you personally? Like, you getting your own shots up? Do you do that anymore after practice or not?
No, not too much. Sometimes if we're messing around with the kids, but I've learned to become wiser in my old age. If I let the ego kick in and get out there and start doing too much, I'm going to be pulled up with a hammy or a knee or something. So my playing days are behind me.
Yeah, right there with you, Coach. All right, so let's talk about last night's game against number 3 seeded Carruthers. You guys just came out super hot out of the tip-off. I think 17-0 to start the game. Just how did that set the tone? The energy, even after that initial tip, the energy on the court that the girls came out with. How did that set the tone for the game?
Well, we definitely wanted to play with great pace and space, and we We were walking the ball before too much. We weren't playing our style of basketball. And we've really been emphasizing that in practice, and the kids have bought in. And I mean, we had 3-hour practices last week. I mean, we were really getting after it. And the kids really bought in, and they had the same energy against St. Joe's. And then when we came out with that fast start, you could just see in that early on, you probably saw me, I mean, I was really on the kids to push the tempo because I could see that it was hard to manage the faster the game and more possessions. And so the kids did a great job of feeding off that. Having our student section and our athletics teams, a lot of our directors of sport push their teams to come and support the girls. And so the energy in the community in the gym was just tremendous. So it was a fun night.
So what aspect of the game were you most happy with? Was it that energy? Was it turning your defense and offense? I mean, you guys just had a tons of layups and great passes underneath. Like, what part of the game afterwards were you the most happy with?
You know, I think our defensive energy, we have tremendous ball pressure, which we've not been committed to enough this year. And then when we've had 4 backside rotations, and we did a great job at both things. System and how hard we did. And you know, she's really bought in, really been trying to form the habits, the old habits. She was tremendous last night. Jocelyn, I mean, God, what a stud! Tremendous pressure. We don't know probably 8 to 10 rebounds. She's just an absolute warrior. Then obviously what Raimi and Milani bring every night. It was a great. Probably I'm most impressed with our overall defensive effort, from the ball pressure to the rotations to just the relentless pursuit of the basketball.
You talked after the game. You came on to chat with us about the game, and you mentioned something about the maturity of this year's team. And I mean, how important of an aspect is that, especially with this year's team, or maybe even with any high school programs at all, the maturity?
You know, it's huge. One, your expectation level. You know, our kids used to having that target on the back and what it means. And, you know, every year when you graduate kids, the next kids want the playing time. They think more playing time, more shots. And it also equates to more responsibility. You don't get to just come in and be an 8th man and shoot. Starter or 6th man now, you're responsible to guard the best player on the team, or to take out the best post on the other team, or to handle the ball with pressure. And so the responsibility piece, you know, he wants more shots, more minutes, but the bigger than more points and more shots. And so this team's taken a lot of time to, we've seen it, we've seen flashes of brilliance, but it's taken a lot of time to expectation level. And then, you know, it's easy to do when you're winning. But when you need leadership most is during adversity. And so it's during those times that we've struggled to hold it together. And we're really starting to grow up before our eyes. And it's been, I mean, out of the last 10 days of basketball, we've had 9 really high-level days. We had 1 complete stinker that took it out of our system. But they're really, the team's transforming right before us. And so hopefully that continues into this week.
So some people think, Coach, that 28-3, right, is like, oh, what's going on with Clovis West? A down year for the program, right? You guys didn't win track this year. But the truth of the matter is that Clovis High and Central East, who Clovis won the game last night, those teams are really, really good. Is that kind of more of the case of, oh my gosh, Clovis West has lost 3 games this year?
Yeah, I mean, there's always comments that just make no sense that come out of people's mouths, and you know, I mean, we're still a very good team, but Clovis and Central are very good as well. And there was a point where we had 4 track teams with Buchanan ranked in the top 25 in the state. I mean, what league in the state can say they had 4 teams in the top 25 in the state? I mean, we have a really strong league right now in the top 4, and it's been, you know, it's been a battle. And you know, so yeah, we're disappointed we didn't win track, but it's not because we were poor. There's do better, but we had 2 really good competitors that each knocked us off one time, and we split with them. And then, you know, Buchanan rallied against everybody as well. So, yeah, I mean, it's a testament to how strong our league is this year. And, my God, when you win 20 in a row, at some point it's going to end, whether it's 17 years, 18 years, I mean, it's going to end. And, you know, people kind of forget also we were 1.9 seconds away from being co-track champs this year as well. So, you know, we're right there. I think the two best teams are still standing, and it should be an epic game on Saturday night.
All right, so let's dive into that game a little bit. You guys split with Clovis High this year. You know, what's kind of the, obviously you're not giving me all the information, right? But what's kind of the game plan against them? You're extremely familiar with their strengths and their weaknesses. So what makes Clovis High just a tough matchup for you guys?
Well, it's a tough matchup for both teams. I think both teams have strengths that contrast the other, and both teams have strengths that also parallel one another. You know, you start with two elite state point guards, two Division I kids in Sadie Sin and Ramey Chapman going head-to-head. You have elite shooters in Milani and Yaz. You have the playmakers in the perimeter. You got Schoon and Amia inside. I mean, there's a lot of balance, and we do things, you know, in different ways. But both games were very similar. We had a fast start led by 14 or 16 at one point, and one at their place. They had a fast start and led by 17 at our place. You know, and then, you know, we ended up splitting that way. So, I mean, it'll be a great game. Hopefully both teams have a good night. You know, I know both teams would be very disappointed if it was one of those nights just where it's an off night, because, you know, it could go either way, and it should be a great game for fans of good basketball.
I'm curious about this question, Coach. How do you balance the narrative of not wanting to be the team that breaks the streak? I know you don't talk about the streak, but it is there. But balancing that with having joy and embracing the moment, how are you able to balance that as a coach?
You know, it's tough because when you've won 20 straight and you've won 13 straight sections, there's times where winning becomes a relief. And you try not to let the kids fall into that, because it is really their own journey. Each year is different. You know, you got a new group of seniors, and some kids, some classes are very mature, and they embrace that and want that tradition upheld, and others, you know, it can weigh on them pressure-wise. So we really, as a program, don't talk about the streaks much. It really comes from outside people and the media and stuff. But it definitely wore this team down a little bit. And so, you know, our whole thing about playoffs was, you know, you got to quit worrying about streaks and tradition and stuff, and embrace the fact it's an opportunity. You know, I told you last night on the radio, most of these kids are never going to play for a championship at their colleges. And so this might be the last chance in their career to go out and play on the biggest stage and compete for a championship and write their legacy. And so, you know, we're trying to look at it as seizing the opportunity versus defending something, and then celebrating it. I think last night, winning that game, that group was probably happier than the last 6, 7, 8 teams because those teams expected it. And, you know, in the back of these guys' mind, they're like, hey, we respect Carruthers, we respect the teams that are in this, and we've had 2 league losses. So I think, you know, I think there was a little more joy last night in winning that game, because, you know, that it kind of validates that, you know, we are who we think we can be.
Yeah, and I saw that too on the faces of the girls after the game. A couple more minutes with Coach Craig Campbell here. Obviously, you've been to Selland Arena a lot. What narratives playing in that arena are true, and what narratives you just want to rip up and throw out?
You know, I think just like the stuff earlier about listening to outside noise, there's a lot of people that have never even laced them up and been on the sidelines or played between the lines that are going to tell kids what it's like and how it goes. You know, we've experienced it. We travel a lot. We try to play in a lot of different venues and big venues and cool things, just so, you know, at the end of the day, the hoops are 10 feet, the three-point line is 19.9, and you got to play. And so we try to get rid of all those excuses and distractions, because when you say we shot poorly at Selland, I don't blame it on the arena. I blame it on lack of focus, or the moment being too big for you. So you can't get caught up in all the things the outside people want to tell you about it. Basketball is basketball. The kids that are locked in and mature usually perform well at Selland Arena.
All right, last question for you here, Coach. How's your grilling game going? I know it's not, the weather isn't permitting, and I know in the summer, like, you get your grill on, you're doing different stuff, but are you getting ready to ramp that up, or you haven't been able to do that yet?
No, well, I did last weekend a little bit because we had a couple 3-day weekends in a row. So did do some bacon wrap fillets one night and been doing some stuff like that. But, yeah, it's gonna kind of be put on hold now for the next couple of weeks because I got a lot of film and a lot of prep to take precedence over my over my taste buds.
All right, that's what I figured. That's what I thought the answer was going to be. All right, hey, Coach, thanks for jumping on. I know you got a lot of stuff going on today. A great game last night, and we'll definitely talk this week, and looking forward to your game against Clovis next Saturday.
Thank you, Paul. Always appreciate the coverage and all you do for our kids.
All right, Coach Craig Campbell, Clovis West. Yep, going for it, 14 straight. So that question of not wanting to break the streak versus the joy of playing, right? It's tough. It's tough. The focus definitely is on winning, but you got to find a lot of joy in the journey. All right, we're going to take a break right now. We got Josh Bergman coming up next. He's actually relaxing today before he gets back after it. This week, they're going to be taking on Tulare Union, the #1 seed in Division III. That championship game is going to be actually right before the Clovis West and Clovis girls basketball game. So excited to talk to Coach Bergman. We're going to hear from him after the break on 1430 ESPN.
Hey seniors, planning your next step after graduation? The Foundation at FCOE is offering scholarships for Fresno County high school seniors heading to college or vocational education. Whether you're working towards earning a degree or learning a trade, these scholarships can help you get started. You've worked hard. Now let us help you move forward. Applications open February 2nd. Learn more and apply at fcoefoundation.org. The Foundation at FCOE, empowering students, supporting educators, and strengthening communities.
The one thing I love about spring is it's time for the new golf clubs. They're here. Are you ready to upgrade your golf game? The new clubs have arrived at Roger Dunn, and they're game changers. Check out the new Quantum from Callaway, or the QI4D from TaylorMade, plus the latest release from Ping, Titleist, and Cobra Golf. Come in, get professionally fit, and find out which clubs are built for you and your swing. The good weather's coming, and remember, you're always #1 at Roger Dunn.
Want to work somewhere fun, flexible, and rewarding? Me and Ed's is hiring. We're looking to expand our team with full and part-time positions at over 40 locations. Join our growing company as a delivery driver or valued team member today. For more information on job descriptions or to apply, go online at meandeds.com or visit your nearest location. Me and Ed's is hiring. Fill out an application.
One of the most important keys to success is teamwork. Just like the Bulldogs football team, Fresno Rack has assembled a great team of their own. An industry leader in warehouse pallet racking and industrial warehouse shelving, Fresno Rack is truly your full-service one-stop shop. In-house CAD permit department, in-house installation crews, and of course Fresno Rack's sales team is second to none. Whether you're looking to just fine-tune your warehouse and make it more efficient, or you're building a new warehouse and need a turnkey from start to finish, Fresno Rack is here to help. Call, click, or visit Fresno Rack today.
From the roar of Valley Children's Stadium to the heart of the Red Wave, Fresno State football ignites the Valley, and Precision Civil Engineering is proud to help power that momentum. Named 2024's best engineering firm by the Business Journal, Precision Civil Engineering delivers top-tier planning, surveying, and design building, the backbone of the Central Valley. Proud partners of Fresno State Athletics, because when the dogs rise, the Valley rises. Go Dogs! Visit precisioneng.net today.
Still thinking of chain link or wrought iron for your fence? There's a smarter option. Steel panels from Pacific Steel Supply right here in Fresno. Get a clean, modern look with more privacy, long-lasting durability, and customization options like color and finish, all at a cost-effective price. And Pacific Steel Supply will match or beat any company's pricing. Need it to be fast? They offer around-the-clock service. Get your free quote online at PacificSteelSupplyInc.com. Pacific Steel Supply, built strong, priced right.
At Clausen Honda in Fresno, you're not just getting a car, you're stepping into a full service experience. From the latest new Honda models to certified pre-owned vehicles, a cafe to grab your morning coffee, and a team dedicated to making you feel respected and well served. Whether you're trading in, buying,
All
or
right, so let's
scheduling
call
service for
Coach
your
Bergman
ride,
in about a
Clausen Honda
minute.
has you covered with
Bring him
transparent
in after the
financing.
commercials. It's been a Van Halen day here on Central Valley Sports Report. All the lead-ins, man. I'll take it every day. All right, just had a good conversation with Coach Craig Campbell. Clovis West girls are gunning for their 14th straight against a really good Clovis High team, and had a good conversation also with Augie Johnston, the head coach of Atascadero. One of the reasons why I wanted to bring him on was so people got familiar with Atascadero. Because obviously a lot of people here, media members, aren't quite familiar with that program. They have played a lot of teams in the Central section, so they're familiar with that. Coaches know about the program. But, yeah, got to know his program a little bit more before we broadcast their game against Clovis High on Friday night. All right, so another game, championship game, set up. Excited about this one. Central Valley Christian is going to be playing Tulare Union, the number 1 versus number 2, next Saturday at 4 o'clock. We got Josh Bergman on the line right now. Both teams are 27-4. Both these squads definitely know how to win basketball games. So thanks for joining us, Josh. You got a little coastal getaway before the big week, a little R&R. What's going on with you right now? Where are you sitting at?
Yeah, Paul. First off, thanks for having me. It's an honor and a privilege to be on your show. It's always fun. We gave the kids off the weekend. We'll get back at it Monday. Thought I'd sneak over here and just relax and decompress for a couple days, and we'll be back at it Monday.
Well, of course, you're checking out stuff. You're doing research. You're online. You're communicating. You're watching videos. So it's a rest before the big storm this coming week. Josh, I want to talk about Thursday's game against Justin Garza at home. You guys didn't start off really well, down 13-6, I think, at the end of the first quarter. Responded with that 60-50 win to punch your ticket to Selland. The team just absolutely never rattled. Right, and that's kind of the MO with this squad when I've been able to watch you guys. Is that the best way to describe them? They're just not rattled.
Yeah. So Justin Garza, just incredible team, coached by a great friend of mine, Kenny Vossler, and just they're young. They're going to be fantastic. They already are fantastic. But yeah, they took it to us. They took it to us early. We're down 7 at the end of the first. We hung around somehow. We're down 1 at halftime. The end of the third, it's a tie game. And then in the fourth quarter, man, like the kids, they just we had 4 different kids hit three-pointers in the fourth quarter. And when that happens, you're just not quite sure where to guard. And our ball movement was great. And it was just fun to see some different kids hitting all the shots, and it was a fun night.
No, yeah, I was able to check out that game, and yeah, that fourth quarter, you guys just played precision-type offense. I think only 5 guys scored for you in that game, but yeah, you didn't mention it until after the game that 4 different guys hit threes in that fourth quarter. But I think we all can agree that the big one was by one of your star players, Grant Hyde, in the quarter. You guys are milking the shot clock all the way down to 1 second. You find him in the quarter, and he swishes it. Was that kind of the dagger? You're like, man, I think we got it in the bag. Was that the moment?
That was the moment. It was stressful. The Garza kids just never quit. We got up 10. I think they cut it down to 5. And then, we were able to run some time off the shot clock. Got a nice rotation to Grant, and he hit one with 1 second left in the shot clock, and I think it went back up to 8. And, I could relax a little bit after that. that was a huge shot.
Yeah.
Huge shot.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal shot. I want to go back to the North Bakersfield game. Back-to-back D3 champs. Coach Sharon is an amazing coach. Those kids play so hard. You texted that was one of the best games that you've ever been a part of. Just describe for people that didn't see, that final shot by Signs, that double pump 3 to send it to overtime after you thought you guys were going to advance. Just kind of describe the atmosphere, describe the end of the game, and how you guys were able to pull that out.
Yeah, so I called it the best game I've ever been a part of. That we're up 10 with maybe 2 to 3 minutes left, and golly, Ethan Signs is probably one of the most underrated. He's not underrated in my mind, but he's one of the best point guards in the section. He's phenomenal. He's the North High all-time leading scorer. A.J. Sheeran, just got all the respect in the world for him and his staff, what they've done at North High. But Ethan puts in the work, and when he hit that shot, I wasn't really surprised because I just know it's in his DNA to make big shots like that. But we were hard hedging everything and switching everything so hard, and he threw up that double clutch, hang in the air, 28-footer, and it went in. I was just like, okay, boys, let's go. We got 4 more minutes to win this game. And what's amazing about our team, though, is there was no panic, and I think I was in more panic than the kids were. The kids got in on the bench, and I looked at Jaden and Grant, and they're like, Coach, we got this. Let's win the next 4 minutes. And I'm like, wow, okay, let's do it. And they almost calmed me down, and I'm supposed to be the one to calm the kids down. And I'll tell you what, the leadership on our team with Carter Heemstra, our senior leader, Jaden and Grant, it's just really nice to have leadership like that in your program.
Well, talk a little bit more about what it ended up being, 69-65, right? I think 4-point win. Am I right on that?
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's talk about some of your players so far. You mentioned Grant and your son Jaden. Just talk about the MO, just what you guys do really well.
Yeah, so what we got is we kind of flipped a switch. Going back to the Paulie Wilhelmsen tournament, we got beat up pretty good by Porterville, who was a really good, heavy senior team this year. And we got put into the consolation bracket where we had to play Lemoore. And we were down 18 points against Lemoore in the second half, and we found a way to come back and win. And I think we won by 3. And that was kind of the turning point for our program I go back to, is that game in December when we started to realize we have belief in ourselves and there's no quit in this team. And it turned into a couple other, comeback wins. We were down to Kingsburg, I think, by 12. And the second time, I think we were down 10 the first time we played them, and we found a way to win. This team just through grit and hard work and heart, they just don't quit, and it's really fun to be a part of. And I think we flipped a switch, too. In January, we started to shoot the ball at a much higher rate. I think we've shot 42% from the three-point line since January as a team. And when shots go in, it's pretty fun to watch the kids and just enjoy the game of basketball. It makes it pretty fun.
Something that really popped in my mind, Josh, watching your team on Thursday, is the attention to detail on defense and the precision offense that you guys run. So for those that haven't watched CVC play, again, you got to watch them on Saturday in their championship game. You're going to notice something about that. You guys don't have a lot of isolation plays. You're setting screens, you're back cutting, you're rotating over. You're just doing a lot of those things. It's almost like old school basketball. Was that easy for you and your coaching staff? Again, amazing coaching staff you have there on your bench to your left. But how have you guys been able to instill that DNA into your team?
Yeah, so we know we're not the most talented team. We know we're not the biggest team. What we have is hard work and discipline. And Coach Moore, Coach Hyde, Coach Cummings, myself, we just really instill just a personal responsibility to own mistakes, to come to practice every day, give 100% every single day on every play. We just aren't good enough of a team to take plays off and still go and run away with games. We have to be attention to detail. It all starts with our ball pressure. We rely on heavy, fingertips in the gaps, trying not to allow, guard passes, rely on help side. But really a team defense is really our strength, and it takes all 5 guys on the court. And one of the unspoken heroes of this team is Jaron Dotson. He's probably our best on-ball defender. He does a lot of things that doesn't show up in the stat sheet, but it's just that little bit of ball pressure that he applies really sets the tone for a lot of what our other guys on defense do, and then we get transition buckets or we run our offense.
And he had some big threes in that game as well. Hit a couple early, I think, to get you out of that 13-6 rut that you found yourself in. But he's one of those 4 that hit a 3 in that fourth quarter against Justin Garza to send you to the championship game. All right, so let's talk a little bit about Tulare Union. Identical records, 27-4. We know the program that Coach Hatton runs down there. Just got some really good athletes. You've seen them a bunch as well with your own eyeballs. How are you going to stop those guys?
Yeah, we got a big task, Paul. They're a fantastic team, and they beat us up pretty good in early December. I'm not gonna. There's no
not gonna sugarcoat it.
Coach Hatton's an incredible. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. We got beat down pretty good, and Coach Hatton's a great coach. I believe he's the winningest coach in the section. He's won a ton of games. A lot of respect for them. They have two fantastic guards in Braden Stevenson and Damaj Riley. Don't let them fool you that they're just football guys. These guys are hoopers, and they get after it. I think they're both averaging close to 18 points a game. But they don't just have guards; they have size. They got Keanu Kennedy inside, Shante Kimball, just really good basketball players. So they're going to be a brutal matchup for us, just because they have a combination of great guards with size. But I think we're up for the task. I think we're playing a lot better now than we did in December. I'm sure they are as well. And it's going to be a heck of a game. I'm really excited for it, and happy for Tulare County to have two teams represented. We're going to be in the same league next year in the new Central Yosemite League. So this is just kind of a little kickoff to what we're going to see maybe next year in some league battles.
All right, well, South Valley better show up, man. We better see a bunch of buses and, people with Tulare and CVC written on their cars, right? We better see that caravan down to Selland Arena.
That's right. I know we got a big tailgate at the school on Saturday, and there'll be some buses coming up from CVC, no doubt about it.
All right, so your first time coaching at Selland Arena, if I'm correct, right?
Correct.
You've watched a lot of games there. I've seen you for the last, 10 years checking stuff out. You get no court prep. You guys there's no shoot around there at Selland Arena. It's pretty structured. But I know you got a guy, right, that's opening up their arena for you / gym down there in the South Valley. Is that true? So you guys know what it's like to shoot the ball in an arena?
Yeah, we're going to try to get some practices in over at COS. Coach Dallas Jensen's a friend of mine and just done an incredible job with COS. They're one of the premier junior colleges in the country, not just the state. But, he's hopefully we're going to find some gym time Thursday, Friday to get in that gym, give us a little bigger arena, some bigger backdrops, just to have a different look at some rims that we normally don't play in a small high school gym. And hopefully we can take advantage of the 20 minutes before our game to get shots up, because that's all they give you at Selland Arena. We don't get a lot of practice time in that arena, and all of our kids have never played in anything like that. So it's going to be a little bit of an adjustment for us, I'm sure, but we'll be ready for it.
All right, so the big question, what is Coach Bergman going to be wearing on the sidelines? You going sweater vest? You going baseball hat? Coach, so now's the time you can defend yourself. So Coach Sharon came on the show last week, right? We ripped you a little bit, and then you went no hat on us, right, in their win. So what do we got going? What's your Getty Up going to be?
So best dressed award goes to my North High guys, Coach AJ and Rue and Marjan and all those guys. They look good, man. I got to give it up for them. But I'm going to go no hat.
Okay.
I got to talk it over with our coaches, but I think we're going to do the matching polos and some nice, some type of slacks. I'm thinking that might work, and we're all going to brush our hair.
That's key. You got a full head of hair. I ain't going to lie. I'm a little bit jealous of that part of you, right? I mean, you're still you still got the full complement going.
I still get haircuts every 3 weeks.
Okay, every 3 weeks, right? You gotta look sharp. All right, so we'll definitely look forward to that. All right, let the people know, Josh. We're gonna be that game is gonna be at 4:00 on Saturday. Hey, I'm so excited for you and your journey there, man. It's a dream come true for you and your program. So not only try to go out and win the basketball game, but enjoy the moment. I know you guys will.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I appreciate you, Paul. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. That's Josh Bergman. His team's playing Tulare Union at Selland Arena. All right, we got a couple minutes here before we send you guys off for the weekend. So as a reminder, we are broadcasting 4 games next weekend at Selland Arena. We got the Sanger West and McLean game. We got the Clovis and Atascadero game. Those are going to be on Friday. On Saturday, we're going to be doing back-to-back games at 6 o'clock. Clovis West girls and Clovis High girls. That is a 1 versus 2 matchup. We know what happened last year in that game. And, talking to Coach Campbell about that, he did refer to last year's game just about it not being a game that flowed really well. It was a low-scoring game. It went to overtime. It was really tough sledding for both teams to score the basketball. I anticipate it's not going to be that way this year. I think there's going to be more flow. I think we're going to see a lot more points in that one. The defense is definitely going to come into play, but I think you're going to see better shooting as well. It's going to be a great matchup. And then the boys game, I haven't talked about it very much. We will next week. So the D1 game, the big boy game, the granddaddy of them all, St. Joseph, the number 1 seed, back to our Central Section champions last year. Remember that Clovis North game a couple years ago that was absolutely phenomenal. The Broncos played lights out. A premier program, not only in the Central Section, but in the state. That is St. Joseph. Ranked number 4, taking on Buchanan. Number 2 seed, only 4 losses on the year for them. Do they have enough firepower to contend with St. Joe's? Right, the guard play for St. Joe's is exceptional. They're big guys, just do a little bit of everything. They're definitely going to be a presence on the court as far as the defensive side of the basketball. One of the questions about Buchanan, defensively they are really good, but can they generate enough offense to win that basketball game? That's going to be one of the keys for them in that one. So, again, Selland Arena set. Masters Wrestling is going on right now at Selland Arena. Soccer championships next week as well. Super busy week. Hope you guys are able to check a few of those out. We love talking about them and promoting all the great athletes up and down the Central Section. All right, that is it for this week. Thank you guys for listening. Appreciate you all. Have a great rest of the weekend, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon.